Good afternoon to you here from very sunny Bethpage. Well, one of the big talking points in the build-up to this Ryder Cup has been the fact that 2 years ago this whole row erupted over some of the US players feeling they should be paid to participate in the Ryder Cup, whereas the Europeans were adamant they were doing it just for the honour of representing their continent. That has reared its head again, and it was a big topic in the press conferences which Keegan Bradley and Luke Donald have just given. And I'm not sure if I would go as far as called a grilling, but Keegan Bradley was certainly asked on a number of occasions about it. That's what he had to say.
Tasked with the job the PGA of America asked me to do, and this was what we decided, and we wanted to bring the Ryder Cup into today's age, and we felt like this was the best way to do it. We copied a lot about what the President's Cup does, and we did the best we could, and I think a lot of good is going to come from this. I think the players are going to do a lot of good with this money, and I think it's great.
I mean, obviously, you rightly recognise that the players are able to do a lot of good with it, but I think the optics of it are questionable, given the finances already involved in golf. Do you have any regret about that aspect at all?
I don't really get that, but I think the goal here was the charity dollars hadn't been raised in 26 years. And that's what we started out doing. And we did a lot of what the President's Cup did. And these players are going to do the right thing and do a lot of really good with this money. I mean, you can say that, but I think that the players are really good people and are going to do a lot of good things.
So that was Keegan Bradley. Jamie, I gather you got a Luke Donald response. What did he have to say?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Well, Luke Donald usually plays his card pretty close to his chest. He usually doesn't give too many controversial opinions, but he was fairly adamant when I spoke to him about this that, a lot of the European guys have said in the build-up to this Ryder Cup, not only do we not feel we should be paid, but actually we would pay out of our own pockets to be part of the European team. That's how much it means to us. And there has always been this perception that it, quote-unquote, means more to the European players than it does to the US players. And I do think this is something which could be a bit of an albatross around the US neck, and something which Luke Donald will try to leverage to show just that it sort of means more to Europe. This is what he had to say when I asked him about it.
Yeah, this came up and I wanted to get ahead of it, and talk to the 12 guys in Rome, when it looked like the US were going to do something different with payments, and every one of them was just like, no, we don't want to pay. This isn't a week to get paid. We have such a strong purpose in this team, what we play for. And, to be honest, we reinvest some of that money back into the experience of these guys, and I feel like if you have those experiences that you remember for the rest of your life, that's worth more than a couple $100,000 in the back of your pocket. So, for me, I was very proud of the guys. I think the ideals of, how this Ryder Cup was set up back in the 20s by Samuel Ryder, I think he would have been proud too.